Morning.
Good morning. It's a new episode of the Misfits Gravy podcast. I am your boy, T Mac, aka Machine Gun Belly, aka the new Snaction Bronson.
And I am Metal World Dave, aka Metal World Breakfast, aka Metal World Sausage Links, depending on how you judge penis size.
You were pretty good at the breakfast draft, I must say.
That's what I do, bro. I draft. I just hide behind other people and make their success actually push me up to a further echelon. You know how that works?
Yeah, somebody has to do it, Somebody has to go ahead and prepare a place for the rest of us, right?
Yeah, and that someone else is not me, and I am the drafter, Jeff Gordon.
The draft.
No, Kobe the Intimidator. Except I don't crash into walls.
Wow, that was not his fault, sir, as I recall. Wasn't he spun out by the M&M car?
Hey, man, things happen. But if you are really the Intimidator, you would not have let that happen to you. Why didn't you intimidate him away from you, sir?
Yeah, why didn't you intimidate him away from you? That's funny. I never thought about that. That's a good point. He could have, but that was a tragic day, sir.
Bro, his son is sponsored by the king of beers. Are you a king, sir? Because you know what? All the king's men and all the king's horses couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. And that's what happened to Dale Earnhardt Sr.
Is it weird to you that they relied on the horses to put people back together?
I actually heard like a 25-minute bit about this the other day, so I don't even want to go down that road.
Who was it from? I'll have to go find that.
I have to get back to you on that, but it was very thorough. They were like,
It was thorough.
They were like, why would you call the horses? I don't understand. Horses are the worst thing to call. Opposable thumbs, they don't even have thumbs. They have hooves. If I had to manufacture a machine for crumbling eggs, it would be a hoof. Why would you call the horses?
You're right. This is very thorough.
All the horses?
All the horses?
All of them? You don't even understand. They're going to come through your flank. You maybe need a horse and a man, or a man on a horse. But all the horses and all the king's men?
You called them separately, too? They all arrived to find the horses, have been way ahead of them.
So my God. Imagine the group text on that.
The group text on Humpty Dumpty. That'd be pretty good.
Be the worst.
Hey, y'all, why is there an omelet?
Yes.
Why is there an omelet outside of castle door number 1?
Castle door or Dumbledore? I can't even tell anymore.
That was good. Believe it or not, we need all of the horses and all of the horses' men separately. Stat.
Here's the thing, guys. Bring your PPE. Leave your kids at home.
Bring your PPE.
Or bring your horses.
We need horses, men, and PPE. Bring your masks.
Hey, girl. So the other day, I brought my horse to this horse meet, and there was just a bunch of the king's men.
Oh, I gotta.
That shit did not pay. We did not get overtime. We did not get hazard pay. None of that.
Hazard pay for helping Humpty Dumpty as a horse. I like that.
I mean, that's a hazard.
It is.
You don't want to end up with yolk on your face, do you?
It was a big hazard for him personally.
Yeah. We have to abandon this.
Okay.
All of my thoughts are hilarious and someone else's ideas. We could go way deeper, but I don't want to just steal someone else's bit.
I cannot blame you. There you go. In an effort to get people to read more, I saw that there was a group on Facebook called Poems and Porn.
You got a group on Facebook?
Yeah, there's a group on Facebook.
You know Facebook's free, right? You don't need a group on Facebook.
Groupon Facebook. I got you. This is like I get a Groupon Facebook. There's a Groupon. Can you get a Groupon for Facebook? I like that. That's good. What would Beyond Free be? Actually safe?
Negative Fiverr.
Negative Fiverr. I'm gonna put myself on Fiverr and say that I can set you up a Facebook account.
Dude, that's like a legitimate thing. You should set yourself up on Fiverr and advertise yourself as a twofer. Because, 2 for 1. You're funny and talented.
2 for 1. I like that. I'm a twofer, a 2 for 1. There you go. That's good. You're on fire this morning. Oh, look at you.
Whoosh.
How many cups of coffee did you have?
All of them.
boy.
Here's the thing. I woke up yesterday at 6 a.m. and I've just been sitting here counting the flies and catching them betwixt my chopsticks for about 26 hours now?
26 hours of flight?
I am wired.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Listen, so many hours. I'm considering cutting off my arm and running out from this boulder pit.
I could see that. Speaking of, are you going to get the vaccine?
Right, you gonna get the vaccine?
Yes.
Okay, Ken.
What's that?
I said, okay, Ken.
I don't. What does that mean?
I originally asked, Ryu gonna get the vaccine?
Ryu?
Yes.
Following this one.
And you said you will get the vaccine, so I said, okay, Ken.
You are clearly beyond me on this one. I'm impressed, but
Ryu and Ken. I don't know. Bad joke. All right.
Who is Ryu and Ken?
Are you kidding?
No.
The stars of Street Fighter?
Have not played Street Fighter. Not a big Street Fighter guy.
Wow.
But I'm sure some people really appreciated that joke.
Wow.
But why I was saying that is because I'm with you. I'm about going crazy at home as well. I love my wife, but being with anybody over this period of time will teach us some lessons, right? And I'm ready to get the vaccine and get the heck out. Go hike again. Go hang out with some friends again. Go to a bar. Go to a concert. You know what I mean? Concerts for sure. I'm in.
You know what the actual move is? It is supposed to, and this is a perfect segue. Let's set the scene. Right now, Boston, Massachusetts, 17 degrees, high of 31 degrees, some snow. New York City, 29 degrees, also a similar high, mad snow. The move is New York is going to get a dumping of snow, like a Kim Kardashian sized dumper of snow.
I was laying in my bed last night, and I heard an alarm go off, and I was like, "What? What is this?" So I think you're. No, it was the weather. It was the weather alarm.
Again,
telling me we had some snow coming. That's actually good. You can do that on your own.
I can cock-a-doodle do.
Yeah, so we're getting snow.
No one knows for sure.
A Kardashian amount of snow.
A big dumper amount of snow. Anyway, my point is, the move is we should cut the podcast off. I need to get my snow socks on, and I should just head to your house and sleep on your couch all day.
I'm in for that. Feel free. I'm working from home. You could sit here, be part of the furniture.
Feel furry?
Feel furry? You certainly wouldn't be anywhere to go if we're getting some major snow. How many inches, sir? You said Kardashian, like
7.5.
7.5, yeah.
Thick.
Yeah, I told my wife, I said we're expecting about 7.5 inches tonight, and then you're going to get 7.5 inches. And she said, "Who are you bringing?" Such a bastard.
She was like, "I've never seen black snow. What are you talking about?"
Exactly.
It's black ice, Tyler.
She looks outside. A few inches out there.
Oh man, she heard that I was gonna show up, so she brought a shovel.
There you go.
Yo, your mom is so
Prepare for your
fat. I told
therapy.
her it was chilly outside. She brought a bowl.
Oh, there you go. It's good to have some sour cream.
Oh yeah. I
And
mean, it would help if you could chive it down a bit. Ah, that was tough.
that was rough, but you know what? You can't win them all. At least you try. At least you're an idea man.
Did I try or did I chive?
You jived. Um, I know when you were up here and we were hanging out, I had my Bullet Club shirt on. I'm not sure if you were aware, but the Bullet Club in the United States reformed last night in one way or another. So that's going to be really interesting for independent wrestling in total.
Did not know that. You care to elaborate?
Yeah, so it was a big group in Japan. They ended up, being at like Hot Topic, and that was kind of how AEW got started as a T-shirt company originally, because there were all these indie guys who refused to sign with WWE. Anyways, in New Japan, the Bullet Club was Kenny Omega and Finn Balor and the Good Brothers and Tommy Tonga, a bunch of other people. But anyways, last night it was.
Are the Good Brothers related to the Proud Boys?
They are not, but they may be. Probably funny. It's always possible. But last night there was an inter-promotion thing where AEW showed up on Impact Wrestling, and they're going to have a match for their pay-per-view, champion versus champion. And the Bullet Club got back together, the Good Brothers in Impact and Kenny Omega in AEW. So it's interesting. First time that boundary's been crossed.
You know what my problem with pay-per-views are?
You don't like paying per view?
No, I don't like reading. Like, why would I buy a pay-per-view? I would rather pay per view.
It's just a point of view from a paper.
Yeah, listen, the New York Post is readily available. I don't need pay-per-views. I need LED views, 4K. I'm talking, seamless, lossless files.
That's good. Hey, you ever think about how amphibians are small from the get-go?
Yes. Yes. And you know what? And you know what's even worse? They would be 50% smaller if you switch to Geico.
There you go. There you go. That was one of the jokes I wrote down for you last night.
Is that Geckoside?
Is that is that the Gecko's music? He just comes on the podcast.
Dude, I would pay so much money for the Geico Gecko to be on the podcast.
As much as Jean-Claude Van Damme, who we need to get on the podcast.
No. Jean-Claude gets all the money. I would borrow money from my parents. I would actually figure out how to convince my parents to take out a reverse mortgage so we could pay Jean-Claude Van Damme to be on the podcast. And then I'll have my dad on the podcast and he'll be like, yup, worth it. The only thing that will make my dad prouder is if I could get Steven Seagal. And ironically, Steven Seagal is cheaper and drunker than Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Steven Seagal. Is he the old guy?
Yeah, the old guy who
the black hair.
Yes, the
God does he make bad movies now?
God, does he make bad movies?
Bro,
he did one of those reality shows where he was like a sheriff, kind of like Shaq. Shaq did one of those.
He did a movie not that long ago, and I was watching it. I realized it's supposed to be like a war movie. He's like a sniper or something, but he must have worked into his contract that he didn't want to stand. Every scene, he's sitting at a table.
I believe you.
And at the end of the fight, the big sell was that he's fighting Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's in this movie.
The big sell is that he stood up.
Yeah. So he ends up fighting Mike Tyson while he's sitting down. No, but he ends up getting up fighting Mike Tyson, but they're not in the same room. So it's just him and Mike Tyson separately with like their body doubles. And I was like, man, he is just taking some serious money to make anything right now, huh?
Talk about a Roomba. I always assume that those types of fall from grace movie actors have tax issues. I always assume that. Maybe I'm wrong, but I always assume that.
It's interesting. You mean like they got paid for stuff and didn't properly pay the government, or how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, that's basically how it works. That's why so many rappers get into tax trouble, because you show up for a personal appearance and you get paid maybe $10,000 to go to a strip club, and they pay you in cash, and then they file their taxes. Yet You spent $10,000 at a strip club and don't know what taxes are. And that is how most rappers get, let's say, they get it in their arrears via the tax man.
They take it in the brown.
They take it in their arrears. Yeah.
They
I
take
don't
it
know
in the
brown
brown.
count.
I heard you loved it in the brown.
Heard the same thing.
Shout,
Call back, folks.
shout out to Joe, by the way. It's a callback. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were getting it.
Bro, I was listening to that right before this.
One of my favorite stories, bro. How funny is Joe?
I am a connoisseur, and Joe is full of cunnilingus. So yeah, that's how great he is.
Funny dude.
Tell the people what we're talking about.
There's a podcast that we recently did that you can go back and listen to. And we did it with our friend Abba, first time on the podcast, and he told some fantastic
Flapping Gums.
Flapping Gums podcast. Yes, it was awesome. So, speaking of, is there a Rec League Heroes this week? Now that the NBA season has launched, well, the preseason anyway.
We should be doing a Rec League Heroes today.
Nice. I will be listening. The NBA season preseason started last night. So, yeah, all on board, right?
Yeah, for sure. Kevin Durant looking scrumptious.
I was going to ask you that. Yeah, obviously I watched the Celtics last night. But what were the other games on? Anything of note?
We've had 2 games. Nothing of note per se, aside from Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving playing for the first time in a while. Kevin Durant specifically over 520 days. And he was doing things where he leaned off of his Achilles that he tore. And he just leaned in certain directions where I'm like, oh, not only is he good, but he's confident. He has faith in his whole, in his whole structure.
Yeah, that's important. He doesn't have to think twice about it.
Right. I mean, look at a dude like Gordon Hayward. He had to think 3 times about it and then decided to bolt down to Charlotte.
What do you think is going to be Kyrie's excuse not to play in Boston opening night?
Flat Earth, election tampering.
You think he's hurt already? You know about this, right?
No, actually, tell me.
Let me drop some knowledge then. So, Kyrie Irving managed to piss off Boston more than I think many people have managed to do. I didn't even know it was possible to get that
many times
in that short of time.
You didn't think it was possible for a black guy to piss off Boston? I guess you don't have your ear to the grindstone.
I just not in the way that he did. Like Boston enjoys and respects a lot of players, even when there are controversies or whatever. They tend to stand behind their team and their.
Boston could ever love and respect a person named Mookie?
Let's not go back to that. That's a tough topic for me to talk about, as you well know. But the Red Sox did make a signing, Verdugo. Not Verdugo, fucking. Wow, I slept up before you did. Not Verdugo, but they got another kid who's got a cannon for an arm. It's early. Hunter Renfroe, excuse me. But anyway, so Kyrie Irving, I guess, refused to play. I don't know how the end of this ended up happening, but Boston really, really got upset. He ended up leaving on a max contract. So he's been back to Boston like 2 or 3 times now. And every time he's here, he has some weird injury and plays the next game, plays the before game. And Boston wants to boo him so bad. So it's always on the radio. They're always talking about it like this may be our chance. Like he's actually going to play. So now that it's opening night, people are saying like he has no excuse, but he'll probably have one because he is a mental kind of a head case of a player. Would you agree?
Can I give you my opinion as a non-Bostonian?
Sure.
You sound like the girl who got dumped, who's just looking for an excuse to talk shit about something. Oh, look at him. He won't come back to the same Starbucks because you know what? I broke up with him, and this is a Starbucks we used to do our book reports together at all the time, and now he won't come here anymore. He's clearly afraid of me.
Yeah, you got it just about.
I don't know.
I mean, they did trade him. It's not like he left.
He has a wild injury history through every franchise ever. So, I
So he's
don't know.
playing opening night, or he's not playing opening night?
I don't know. I haven't heard what they said because teams put out official statements. Perhaps I don't want to go out here all willy nilly on a limb, sound like a Bostonian,
Oh, willy
sound like
nilly.
a hurt girlfriend, ex girlfriend. No, I
We
don't
want to
want
hear
to.
willy nilly. Go ahead.
Willy nilly. Willy nilly.
I'm Willy the Nilly.
What if a dude came up to your girlfriend all willy nilly? To your wife,
Happened
sorry.
once at a Burger King. Somebody tried to.
You'll take him to a Burger King? What?
No, it was at a Burger King, and the dude that was like
Oh, what happened at Burger
counter
King?
that was like taking her order and was like trying to get her number and hook up. I'm like, bro, I'm sitting right here. It did not. I was not pleased.
Bro, one time I was at a bar with a girl that I was on a date with, and some dude comes up to her, and I saw off the rip the way he was just like kind of up and downing her at the bar. I'm like, yo, this dude's gonna say something to her. And everyone was watching the game on the TV at the bar. And he comes up and he does one of those things. He bumps her. See, he had good moves too. This dude bumps her with his elbow, and he's like, yo, I'm so sorry. Yeah, you know what? Can I buy you another drink? Even though he didn't even spill her drink. And then she played with it and she was like, yeah, sure. And then he kept going. And then I hit him with the little tap tap on the shoulder. I was like, listen, bro. Just like this. Listen, bro. I don't know if you noticed this, but we're together. And he looked at her, looked at me, looked at the drink situation on how we had our shit situated because we each had a drink and we each had a water, and then we had like interloping interloping straws. And then I saw his brain click and he was like, oh shit, my bad, dude. And then he hit me on the shoulder, and then we did like one of those things where you meet a fellow football fan at a bar and you both root for the Patriots. And he bought us a round of drinks and we talked to him for like 25 minutes, and he managed to gingerly moonwalk out of the situation. Salute that guy.
Yeah, that's impressive. Usually it's a bad situation.
Well, it was a good dude who came in contact with a good dude.
Did the girl you were dating at the time then have to go use the bathroom, go look at the lobsters? I'll be right back.
No, she went to the bathroom and go suck his cock.
An hour and a half later.
Yeah. I mean,
I didn't feel so good, so I had to leave.
Jaw muscles are strong in that one. Side note, fun fact, she was the girl that the first time we partook in coitus, about 4 minutes into it, she started crying hysterically. And I was like, are you okay? And she was like, yeah, I'm good. Keep going. And then 35 seconds later, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to stop. This is weird. And then she was like, okay. And then we had a cigarette on my fire escape. And she explained to me that I was the first since her first who she had dated for like 5 years plus. And she was just in a weird place because she doesn't know how to have sex with people.
Oh. Fair enough. Sounds like there's some insecurities happening there.
Yeah. And look, no judgment, no nothing.
I'm just glad
I will, however, say, this chick told me she doesn't know how to have sex with people. But when we were making out, she took her pants off and started playing with her clit hard body. Like if this was a fucking cam show, she was just like playing fucking DJ for the crowd. Boom, there we go. F word.
I'm just glad I found out what that word meant that you used to describe it.
Wait, which word?
Canoodling, whatever you use.
Canoodling?
You were like we were.
No, I'd say coitus. Coitus is the act of sexual intercourse between humans.
See, I wasn't sure, so I was glad you got to that at the end. I was like, what does coitus mean?
P in the veggie. That's what it means.
Wow. Is it any pole in any hole?
It is closer to an Amy Poehler movie.
Name one Amy Poehler movie. Oh, wait.
Baby Mama.
I don't even know that one because I couldn't name one. So there you go.
Star of the Parks and Rec.
Star of Parks and Rec. Goodbye, Little Sebastian.
Goodbye, little Sebastian. Shouts to Sebastian.
Shouts to Little Sebastian. That was rough when he died.
Shouts to Little Sebastian. Also, shouts to Big Sebastian. Got a friend out there who married a dude named Sebastian, significantly older than her. She adopted his son, basically. I sound like I'm talking reckless. I sound like I'm talking reckless right now. I'm not being reckless. I promise you. I wish you all the best.
What kind of name is basically? Is that right?
How do you adopt someone basically?
No. You said her son basically.
No, I'm not doing this.
Okay.
This is a real person I know that I was not trying to offend.
It must be a Hawaiian name.
Aloha, exactly. Okay. Shout to Aloha. You know
shout out to Aloha, basically. Shout out to you.
Oh, basically. Oh no, basically is my current girlfriend. She's Asian. Her eyeways go to this. Her eyeways. No, her eyes go sideways.
Can we call them eyeways? That's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, we can.
How do your eyeways go?
Have you seen the new Honda? Basically.
Oh, they're gonna say the Honda I like an Odyssey, like an Ideways.
Odyssey.
Odyssey. There you go. It's a new Honda.
Have you seen the Honda? I don't see.
I don't see. Let's see. Wow.
Basically.
Like, do things look narrower? Is there a narrower field of vision? I imagine it's the same.
I wouldn't say necessarily narrower, but I would say a lot less peripherals.
That should affect the way they get traffic tickets. Like if they blow a stop sign, like was it in their periphery? You got to consider that.
Yeah, well, I don't know. How many butterflies do they have?
Well, if you don't know, now you know.
Bam. Down, 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 down.
I thought that was the Mario song you were doing till the end.
I got an icebox where my chest. All right, we're working on things, folks.
We're you gonna go through the full song. There's an icebox where your heart used to be. Who sang that?
Omarion.
From B2K.
Yeah. Got
it. That makes sense.
And B2K came from IMX, aka Immature, aka Marcus Houston. Call back.
Marcus Houston, now a Jehovah's Witness. Go on his Instagram, bro.
Full circle.
See that? We really do come full circle here. We cover religion, sports, Chinese people. We really cover everything on a day-to-day basis. And I think that's important when you wake up. You want to hear a little humor. You want to hear your friends shoot the shit. So thank you guys for listening. We appreciate you muchly. And don't forget to listen to our other podcasts. Matt has a few that he is working on under this World Thief Network. And I think he said Rec League Heroes is potentially okay, so go check that out. That'll be the first one since the preseason is launched. Correct, sir?
Correct, sir.
And Coda from the North is awesome. And that's who you do that show with, correct?
Boom. Also correct.
Matt, if there was one piece of advice you could give the people for the rest of this week, what would it be?
If I could give the people one piece of advice to live their week out, I would say my piece of advice would be a Popeyes 3-piece. I'm talking chicken tendies and Cajun fries. If you live your life like a 3-piece chicken tendy chicken box, you will make it far. You will be steaming. You will be hot. You will be spicy. You will be crispy. Tell me these are not. Tell me these are not.
They're not.
Things that you need.
Oh, okay.
To succeed in life. Yes.
Shout out to Young Tendy.
Shout outs to Young Tendy. Shout outs to JD Williams. Shout outs to
Yes.
Hero in the chat. Shout outs to Midnight in Exile. Shout outs to Tao Spice. Shout outs to who else we
Michelle.
got? Joey D.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Amy Bachtel. Shout outs
Thank
to come on.
Yeah, so there's a lot of shout outs. The one piece of advice that I wanted to give is that sometimes your life becomes stagnant because you enjoy your life. So you like doing the same things every day. It never dawned on me before till recently. I was having a conversation with somebody, and he's like,
you had that conversation with me, and I bullied you.
I don't think that's true. But the person was saying, see, now you got me revealing he or she's, but they were saying that they don't have 5 days total in their life that they would actually relive. And I thought that was interesting, as you think of a stagnant life is not so hot, but sometimes your life can be pleasurable and enjoyable. And I'm just thinking of it in that context. I think I've certainly had more than 5 days that I would relive in my life. So
check this out real quick. I know we're winding down, and we were doing the whole let's talk about shit before we leave the podcast. But have you ever been in a moment when you're like, this is one of the best days I've ever had in my life, and you just kind of sit there and savor it? Because I've done that, actively done that. I've been like, this is dope. Let me just chill out and enjoy what's happening right now.
Yeah, the older I get, the more I sort of try to do that. It's not easy, but there are definitely moments like that. I remember just off the top of my head, hanging out with my wife. We went to see Metallica, and right by the stage, it was just awesome. They played One, which is one of my favorite songs. So it was fun. It was on my birthday, and we were just hanging out. So yeah, there's sometimes when you just close your eyes and you're like, dang, this is a moment that I want to live in.
Yeah, and with that, I want to tell the folks at home, tell yourself, dang, this is a moment I want to live in and cherish, because there are many more moments that are worth living in, holding on to, and cherishing than we are willing to give credence. That is your advice for the week. Take notice, stop and smell the roses, cut down the bush, put it in a picture frame. T-Mac, where can the people find you, or tell them bye-bye? Whatever you want to do.
You can find me right here. Thank you for listening. Great advice, Meta. We'll see you real soon. Have a good rest of your week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.